constructing the squares on the lines. Chaturaha bhute on the dirgha also. Chaturaha bhute karoti cha parshvamani, the side, and tiryakmani. If you take tiryakmani as a perpendicular, or if you take tiryak, the measurement of the tiryak means horizontal, the side to the horizontal is the parshva. That is the perpendicular. Okay. Tiryakmani, and now I am giving you the Anvaya. So, Dirga Akshnaya Rajjuhu Yat Chaturaha Bhute Karoti Cha Parshvamani Tiryakmani Pritak. Measurement of that Pritak after doing the Chaturaha Bhute. You are expanding the Chaturaha Bhute Karoti. Then you are saying Pritak separately, Ubhayam, both. Ubhayam, Kurutaha they are doing. Tat Sasya, merits. That is merited. That gives you the merit. So they are asking you to do the squares. Now there is actually not a problem. Let us see what does the Pythagoras theorem say. Pythagoras theorem says, in a right angled triangle, the area of the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the area of the two squares on the sides, the area of the other sides, the area, the sum of the area of the squares of the other two sides. Correct? So if one is 9 squared, one is 16, the other is 2 twos of the sum of the area, which is 8 and 8. If you get a 16, the area of these two squares, whatever it may be, that will be the other two sides square, the area. We know that this is a simple theorem. Simply putting it in a fast language, in a right angled triangle, the area of the square on the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the areas of the squares of the other two sides, of the opposite sides, whatever you want to say. Here also, when we say Tiryakmani, Parshvamani and Akshanya, it's opposite sides. One is perpendicular to the other, or the other is Parshva, neighbor to the other. Therefore, here they stop by saying that the merits are observed, the merits are coming. Now they are asking you to put the squares on the sides, including the diagonal, because in the previous verse there is the square on a diagonal, the area of that is twice the area of the original square. Because all these were used by our Shulba Shastra sages for constructing Homagunda. Now this is the exact word which correlates with Pythagoras, but the question of it obtains results when you do the square on the hypotenuse and the other two squares obtains results, they say. They don't specifically mention if you want to say sum, that is all. But this is very clear. The Chaturaha is very clear. The Akshanya by traveling on these lines is very clear. Tiryakmani and Parshvamani, both Ubhayam, Pritak, if you do the Chaturaha, to construct the square, they say, Bhute, you expand the square on those lines, means you construct a square. So it merits attention, it merits. It merits means it gives you the result. Now this is a wonderful verse, you can't simply discount it. Now this verse was constructed probably Shulpa Sutra around 4,000 years from today. Because roughly Alexander came around 600 years. Aristotle and all were Alexander's teachers, they were 530 BC. Alexander came around to 323 BC, I think, somewhere around that area. And Pythagoras also those times, about from today about 2300, 400 years back, 300 years before the Common Era, and a lot of Greeks came. See, even if the Persian king has not invaded the Egypt, lot of Greeks after Alexander's time came to India to study our philosophy. Most of them came up to Punjab, Delhi also. Up to Delhi also. Yavanaha we say. So, Yavanaha we say. Yavana means youth, Yavanaha they call. So that means it is very clear that the line of contact was established by Alexander. There is no doubt. Even before that there may be. I am not saying no. There are no concrete proofs. But the Greeks were the persons who wrote the Bible, the canons, 4 canon. St. Mark, St. Matthew, St. Luke and St. John. Therefore, a lot of Greeks took the philosophy also, and for your information, Megasthenes, who was one of the able commander of Alexander at times, he became a Vaishnavite because he was deeply impressed by Bhagavad Gita philosophy, by Bhagavatam and all. Very, very high philosophical texts they are. The Vedas also, the Yajurveda and all, it's Yajurveda, Rig Veda and all, highly philosophical. Therefore, this text, if you take, the origins come from India only, and it is the Indians who taught us to count, said Einstein himself. A lot of mathematicians' references I can quote. But for the time being, I am stopping with this, and more of this I shall continue as my time permits. Till such time, Bhuyat, Tavat, Shubhamangalam. Thank you.